it's a different Mark Thompson.
So then we took toilet paper in the same and stuck it on the, it was nice and wide, and the toilet paper, the shaving cream held it to the door. It was a capital T,
Okay.
not a lowercase T.
Okay.
So then we sneak back to the movie like nothing happened.
The guy in there, just as the movie goes off.
And then there's some kind of campfire devotion or something after that. So we go over to the campfire devotion. I think everybody has to go back to their room first before the devotion. We chose not to go back to our room. We went straight to the campfire.
Did you do your own door or someone else's door?
We did all of it.
With the tea?
Oh yeah, everyone.
Oh.
I think we did ours. We did ours because we were in a room with a bunch of other people.
Right.
Oh, actually, no. We wanted to be together, and they wouldn't let us. They made us.
Why?
They made us like chaperones, and stuck us with all the young kids.
It's a huge mistake.
They wouldn't let us together.
Right.
Where's your drink?
For some reason.
And so we went. We rolled. Yeah, we did everybody's cabin, including the youth director,
Water?
who was new.
And his was locked.
Let's go get it.
Yeah, we got in somehow.
Dad had the key.
But Dad wasn't there.
Oh?
Not that one. That was another time. That was a different youth director. That he had the key when we got in and rolled.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we went back to the fire. We were kind of sitting around the fire waiting for the inevitable, listening to the screams as they would walk into their room, their cabin. You can hear them all over the place.
Yeah.
And so then we're sitting around the fire, and eventually they all kind of work their way back to us. And the youth director comes and goes, "You guys think you're going to get away with it? Come with me." He starts yelling and all this kind of stuff, and he
To you
says,
guys? To the three of you?
to the three of us. And he said, "So I'm taking you out of those rooms. I'm putting you in your own cabin. You can't have anything else to do with any of the activities that are no Bible studies,
Oh,
no worship,
awesome.
no
No more
campfires.
singing sappy
All
songs.
you have to eat by yourself after we've eaten there." It was only a weekend.
They didn't send you home?
Well, if you knew where we were, it would take forever to get you home. And so,
It was heartbreaking.
but the worst part was, he said, the part that hurt so much
Deeply.
is that you put a cross on every door.
That you made fun of the cross. You mocked the cross.
And I said, "Cross? That was a T."
It's a T for Thompson.
Sure it was. It was a cross.
Well,
I said, "You need to go back to cross school."
maybe with the shaving cream, it kind of slid down. It was like a cross.
No, it didn't slide.
It was obviously.
So they put us in a cabin, and I remember that there was no hot water there was a bathhouse, the male side and a female side. And the only way you could have hot water was if you got wood and started a fire under the boiler, which is what the guy didn't want to do. So we had nothing else to do. So we went and got the wood, and we fired up the boiler, and everybody at camp had hot water.
Awesome.
So they loved us.
You're heroes.
Oh.
We had our kazoos, and we made up songs and kazooed all night long, drove everybody crazy.
But that wasn't the youth minister that we drove away. The one we drove away was Al Klein. Remember him?
Well, he was the music director,
And youth.
was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him.
He's
Well,
the
we didn't
one.
really drive him away. He said we did, but we didn't.
Well, when he read his letter of resignation, he said it was the Thompsons who drove me away. In front of the
That's
church.
the best thing that ever happened to him.
In front of the church.
I
There's
remember
nothing wrong with Nana Ho-Ho?
he sang falsetto.
Oh,
When
he
he would,
deserved
when he
it.
would teach the girl parts, he would sing falsetto. It was really disgusting.
He deserved it. Did Nana Ho-Ho not
We
get on
made-
to you
we
for
made a song
embarrassing his
about-
family?
We made a song about him.
We did.
Wasn't it also?
No. I wish I could remember it.
Nana was not happy with all of this. But our father really tolerated fools poorly. And all these youth directors were fools. And so this guy, Al Klein, pardon me?
Yes. Go ahead.
I don't know why you're asking me, but, so
Go
anyway,
ahead and watch it, baby.
this guy had heard stories
Oh,
about
yeah.
the Thompsons.
Yeah, yeah.
And so
He called us in.
he wanted to let us know that he was prepared, we weren't going to get him.
Yep, he challenged us. He
And
sure
that-
did.
he
sure
stayed-
did.
he
He said, I'm
stayed-
way ahead of you guys.
he stayed in
I've
the-
got your number.
I've got your name. He stayed
said,
in a
"Oh, yeah."
cabin
Yeah, you
that was locked all by himself, and
Oh, yeah.
we waited,
Yeah, we did. We got him. We waited while he was asleep.
and we found
What?
a
We
window.
covered him in shaving
We
cream while
found
he was
the
asleep.
window.
What?
And he was completely and totally covered in shaving cream.
It
And
didn't wake
then-
him up?
Nope.
And then we climbed out the window, locked it back, and about 30 minutes later, there's this Trey, John, Mark Thompson. And we came over and like, what is it? What do you mean? Is your windows not locked? Couldn't possibly have been us.
How did you get the window unlocked?
Ho-Ho, you said Ho-Ho had a key?
Yeah,
Why would Ho have a key?
he was the chaperone.
He was one of the
He
chaperones.
was.
Yeah, Mom and Dad used to go.
You didn't cover him in
Mom
shaving-
and Dad.
You didn't cover him in
No,
shaving
we didn't. We
cream?
didn't
That's
mess
for
with
some
Dad.
reason.
That's the story I wanted to
Didn't
hear.
know the death bush.
That's the story I want to hear.
What, John Mark?
That'd be
Y'all-
great, right?
I didn't realize y'all there was Cheer One on ice over here. I've been
Yes.
living in ignorance.
We told Wendy that.
Help yourself.
Well, Wendy, why wouldn't you share that with me?
You guys need marriage counseling. You evidently communications.
And this Snapple Peach tea for
She
you
needs
too.
cheer on council.
Yeah, I remember that now. I remember him challenging us.
Oh, the man was a fool.
He was an older guy.
Now, how old were you guys when these
High
stories were?
school. High school.
And this is the other Mark Thompson, not Uncle Mark.
Right,
What was
yeah.
Uncle Mark doing?
No,
He was still in
diapers.
diapers.
Oh.
He said that at the same time.
He's not that much younger than you are.
He's
He's just
5
a
years
Push you
ago.
away right now.
He's 5 years younger.
ounces. So you didn't get in trouble when he called you out in the sermon and said, I'm leaving because of them?
What was she when she came out?
I don't think so.
I think there were so many other issues that were going on that.
But did he say, like, this family?
No, not this family. Those two guys.
Yeah, 3. I mean, Mark was included. I think.
Well, but from our family.
Yeah.
He really said that as he left?
I think he did. I mean, that's sour grapes. You know, somebody does something like that.
If you're gonna be a youth minister, you need to be
Yeah, you
prepared
gotta-
for that.
Have a thick skin.
You know, Joe Corson was the pastor of that church. And if, I guess he didn't have a real handle on the people he hired.
No, he didn't.
Obviously not, because
He hired me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hired me. That same pastor hired me to work as his minister of music, probably about 10 years later or longer.
I don't know how many years.
When I was in middle school at a youth camp somewhere in North Georgia, there was this really young pastor who kind of challenged us. I don't know if he pranked us or something like that, but we had to get
You
him
mean
back.
spiritually, John, just
He probably did that too, but anyways, he was taking a shower in the community shower. It was like a dorm situation, and he was taking a shower, and so we got this big bucket of like freezing cold water, and I, heaved it over the top,
right.
and then we took off. Well, he was like, he came after us running down the hall buck naked,
Right.
and it happened to be when these like a couple of older ladies were for some reason in the dorm, like down on the other end of it, and they saw him run down the hall naked. It was awesome.
Were you loving it?
We were scared. We didn't think he'd come after us. That's usually when you do something like that to somebody in a shower,
So
you have a
when
good
I'm
head
the-
start.
When I'm the senior pastor, right, I've got these youth who threaten they're gonna get me.
I was on the trip.
And I'm like, you just really don't want to go there, okay? And so they said, we're going to get you. I said, okay, here's the deal. Let's hold off all the pranks, and at the end of the week, right before we leave, we'll have a huge water balloon shaving cream fight outside, and bring your best shot. And so they did, and one of them came up with a bright idea to put shaving cream in the water balloons, because they were really gonna get me. Not knowing that, what had I put in the water balloons? You remember?
My mind is going on another track. What you
Oil?
did before this.
Liver flavored dog food.
Oh, yes, I remember now.
Oh,
I remember now.
That's
It was-
illegal.
it was so powerful.
It
Because
stunk.
we were standing out
That's
there,
nasty.
my team, and here comes this barrage of water balloons, right? And we're drenched in the shaving cream and all this other kind of stuff, and we're standing there like, oh no, we give up, you're too much. Let him loose. And there comes this barrage.
We had no way to wash our clothes.
That is disgusting.
There wasn't enough water for our hair to get clean.
Liver flavored dog food. And the first scream was like, what is this?
They put shaving creams in his white
This
boots though.
is a message you don't want to mess with the every.
But unbeknownst to us, Daddy had convinced the guys to put anchovies in our windowsill in the girls' part of the cabin. We had all these ants in our room, and we couldn't figure out where the ants were coming from, and they were
Probably a
everywhere.
bad smell too.
Yeah,
They were
and
just-
then it
they were
started
just-
to reek.
That's gross.
They were just cans of anchovies.
Yeah, and they were hidden by the curtains, so you
Right,
couldn't
it was
see.
You can smell
After a while.
After a while, you could, but we of course were like wriggly giggly at nighttime, and one night we had a.
Was this at like,
It was at Center,
Christmas?
yeah,
at the Shoe Inn?
yes.
Yeah.
We had a wet gummy bear fight in the pitch darkness, so all the girls were in their bunk beds. We were biting the heads off gummy bears and just chucking them. And it was pitch dark, so we couldn't see anything. Well, Jimmy Dale McCarran and Diane Tatum were really upset. And they were like in their room, and they were yelling at us to be quiet, and we were like, you know, we're giggling and stuff. And finally, Diane Tatum's like, if you don't stop and let me get to sleep, I'm not gonna be worth a flip tomorrow. And I was like, you're not worth a flip now. And then she wouldn't recognize my voice because she recognized my voice. Like, yeah.
She's a Dante.
it. Speak your mind, Wendy.
Well, you know, when I took you guys didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I guess we were just all too old to do it, huh?
Did I-
At least I didn't know about it.
Did I go with you?
Yeah, you did.
I think you did, and then I know,
And then we left. Who did we leave behind at we didn't. We actually picked him up at a rest stop.
it was Wendy, wasn't it?
I don't think I went with you. I don't think I overlapped
I
with
know
you.
it's